Hey y'all. I almost forgot what. Hello.
Hello. Hello. It's us. How's it going?
We're back.
We're back.
It's warm. Weather's been great.
Except it stormed last night, like big time.
It did. It was windy.
Did you sleep through it?
Oh yeah, I sleep through storms. Storms make me conk out.
It normally does, but I was like, I woke up because my Alexa went off. Because I have it like to alert me with storms.
Oh.
And so we were under a severe storm warning.
Uh-huh.
And so that's like when it'll go off.
Yeah.
And so it went off and it scared me down in the kitchen. And then I was not able to fall asleep because I worry like if Hadley's going to wake up.
Sure.
I don't want her to like come into my room and I'm just snoring. So I was awake, but she didn't wake up at all.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, she slept right through it. So, yeah.
Yeah. My apartment is at the top of a hill.
Mm.
So it's just like super windy.
Yeah.
Like the windiest spot in town.
So life update, Sarah Davis and I are getting a place together and our apartment's also going to be on the top. We're on the top floor.
Top floor.
So I'm
Yeah.
a little anxious about that.
There's no outdoor space connected to it though, right?
No, I wish there was.
Yeah, no balcony.
I wish we had a balcony so bad.
Yeah.
That was like the one thing I didn't like about this apartment building, but I loved everything else about it. So
Yeah.
yeah, some life changes happening, exciting ones.
Yeah.
Sarah's going to be my roomie. Should be fun. I'm trying to think of what else is going on in life. Your parents are in town.
They are
until tomorrow?
Wednesday. They leave on Wednesday.
Okay.
To go to my uncle's birthday tomorrow.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah. Way older than I thought he was.
How old is he?
Turning 72.
Oh, God.
This is my cousin who's a year older than me.
Wait.
His dad is turning 72.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, my trash can just came in. I ordered a trash can for my office. It's yellow.
We needed that.
I know. I'm so excited.
Oh, that's new.
What?
You moved into an office.
Yes, I have a new office. It's upstairs right off of the workroom. So I feel a little bit secluded.
You are.
I just keep like wandering out to be like, hey guys, what's everybody talking about? What's the scoop?
Talking about you.
Honestly, that's what it feels like. Every time I walk through, everybody just stops talking. I'm like, oh, now they all hate me. That's just me making every situation about myself, which I'm really good at.
Yeah.
And I'm also really good at like overthinking everything. And so I walk past you guys and you guys are all talking and then I just go sulk in my office and I'm like, gosh, all my friends are talking about me. And then I just sit in here and cry. Just joking. I haven't cried at work for a long time.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. New year, new me, baby.
Well, we're getting into the year.
Now I just cry at home. So I've got an office. I'm moving again.
Always fun.
Always fun. I'm so excited to move again. Honestly, though, it's not going to be that bad. I'm not taking a ton of stuff. I am picking up some furniture from Kansas City, which is going to be a big old pain.
Yeah.
But it'll be fine.
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
People do it.
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
All the time. And other than that, nothing's really going on. I went to Disney on Ice over the weekend.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, you didn't? Oh, yeah, you're not on Facebook, so you wouldn't know. You didn't see my pictures.
Yeah, no.
Loser.
Yeah, I'm the loser.
Just joking.
Not on Facebook.
I know. I wasn't on Facebook for like a decade. So... Disney on Ice was in Kansas City.
What's Disney on Ice?
It's literally Disney characters ice skating.
Do they sing?
Mm-hmm.
Is it just a bunch of characters from a bunch of movies and stuff?
Yeah, like
There's not like a story to it.
I mean, there are like little mini stories. You know what I mean? Like they had like Mickey and Minnie and Goofy and Donald Duck and all of them, and then they would be like the MCs of the show. So like they'd be like skating around being like, hey, Mickey, blah, blah, blah. Like, and then they'd be like, yeah, next we're going to talk about two sisters that, love and hate each other, and then everybody would be like, oh my god, it's Frozen.
I see.
But I also, so about my kid personally, she does not watch cartoons at all. She's never watched cartoons.
You mean anything animated at all?
Nothing.
Okay.
Nothing animated.
She's a Jersey Shore girl.
Yes. Like, just straight to Snooki. And so, like, she watches a lot of YouTube.
Uh-huh.
You know, she's she's an iPad kid.
Yeah.
And so she knows of these characters, and she's seen a few of the movies, but like for the most part, she couldn't care less. So
you were there for yourself.
100%.
Okay.
100%. So I was like sitting there, and I was talking to this friend of mine, and I was like, I'm actually crying right now because like Belle skated out, and I was like, oh my god, look, Hadley, it's Belle, like a princess that reads. And so I was like crying, and Hadley was like, what is happening? This is so stupid. And then so all the other kids around us are like, Frozen, you know, Elsa and Anna. And Hadley's like, can we go get a pretzel now?
She's like, where's Ryan?
Yeah, she couldn't care less.
Where's the toy reviews?
I know. She's like, where's the unboxing? Like, what's happening? And so, where's the ASMR? She's like, freaking weirdo next to me. And so, like, all of the kids were there for Elsa and Anna. You know, we saw so many people in Elsa dresses. Yeah. All these little kids around us are dressed so cute. And as soon as they skated out, Hadley's like, now's probably a good time to go get a snack, Mom. And I was like, well, don't you want to watch Elsa and Anna? And she's like, no, I just like really want a pretzel. So, like, we went up and got a pretzel. There were no lines because everybody was screaming about Olaf and stuff. And I'm just like, okay, let's eat a pretzel, you know. This is cool. And then, so we go and sit back down. And there was, like, a short little intermission. And during the intermission, she's like, can we just go home? And I was like, well, Hadley, you know, like, I spent a little bit of money, you know, to come in here. Like, why don't we try to finish out the show? And she was like, this would just be a lot better if it was Pokemon on Ice. Is literally what she said. And I was like, okay. And so we watched like the Toy Story part because she's seen Toy Story a few times. That's one of our favorites in my house. And so we watched the Toy Story part, and then she was just like, okay, we can leave. Like, we left before it was even over.
Wow.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
That's incredible.
Which, I mean, the tickets weren't that much money. It was only like $30 to go, so it wasn't.
Yeah.
But if I had spent like $200, I would have been so mad. I would have been so mad.
That's hilarious.
And it was like an ice storm out of nowhere on Friday night. So the roads were so bad. When I was driving home, they were so bad.
It sure was, just randomly.
Mm-hmm. It started like on our way down there, and I was like, oh no, this is not great. And then, we were driving back, and it was terrible. There were, like, cars off everywhere. Once I got to, like, Platte City, it wasn't too bad. But up until then, it was a little scary driving home. But
yeah.
So, that was my Friday night. And then I was here all weekend. And it was a long one. I'm tired today.
Oh. We're done with personal news, right?
I mean, yeah.
That's it.
You really need to shut me off because I'm just going to be like, listen about my life.
I just remember, like, we were thinking, like, what's new with the library? We're closing at 8 o'clock.
Oh, my gosh.
At the East Hills branch.
Yeah.
So, just FYI, it's actually starting this week. Yeah. So, by March 1st, we will have been closing early since Monday.
Yeah.
Not early. Just, that's the time now. We close at 8 o'clock. At East Hills, which is the same time that every other library closes, if they're open until in their afternoon. Carnegie and Washington Park do the 2 morning, 2 afternoon, evening, days a week.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll be closing at 8 o'clock now.
Yeah, which is exciting. We also have some stuff coming up because we are switching to a new computer system.
Yes, this won't really, well, it will affect patrons.
It will.
So when you go on, if you're a person that like puts holds on online yourself, or just browses our catalog online yourself, what's changing for us is like the catalog.
Yeah.
Our website's still going to be the same when you go to our website. But the catalog and the way you look at books and the way you put books on hold, that's going to change. We're moving to the Missouri Evergreen Consortium. So we're going to be partnered with, it's like more than 73 other libraries now in Missouri, which will give our patrons access to all of the books at those libraries much easier. So like if someone comes into East Hills and they're looking for something and it's at the downtown branch, it's really easy for us to like have the downtown branch send it here. It comes, the next day usually. And then if none of our branches have it, we have to do an interlibrary loan and ask for someone like outside of our system to send it to us. And that usually takes forever.
Yeah.
Like at least 2 weeks roundabout. Now we'll be able to request books from any library in the consortium and have it, from our understanding so far, to be updated later within a few days at most. Because it'll be just like our 4 library system here where we exchange books every day. We'll be exchanging books very often with the entire consortium.
Yeah.
So when you go online and place your holds, it's going to look a little bit different. It shouldn't be too crazy.
No.
But you'll be accessing and able to find a lot more things a lot easier.
Yeah. So we're going to be closing a day and a half in April so that we can do some staff training for everybody.
Heads up.
But that'll be on our website, I'm sure. And then I'm sure Mary Beth will write a press release and all that.
Yes.
So be looking for that. And then we can talk more about it I guess it's the beginning of April. So
yeah, because it'll be April 3rd. We're closed for the full day. And April 4th, we're closed until 1 p.m. So just an FYI, if you're planning to come on that Monday or Tuesday, we will be closed.
Yeah.
We have to do a staff training for the new computer system, which will not go into effect until May, so we have to train early for it.
Yeah. I'm excited for the new system.
Me too.
I like new things, shiny and new.
Yeah, and I mean it's the same principle. It's just a different.
Yeah.
It's like Word and Google Docs.
Right. Yeah.
You're writing the same things.
Exactly.
They both have fonts. They both have bold.
Exactly.
So.
Okay, you already said before we started recording you have not been reading, right?
I mean, I read things on a daily basis. I read the news.
Yeah.
I read articles.
Right.
Book-wise, I've been very, 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 very slowly getting my library history book finished.
Oh, I was like, what are you talking about?
Very slowly. I just read 2 pages, and then 2 weeks later I'll read 2 more pages. And it's only 600 pages. So
yeah,
I'll be done eventually.
That's fair.
And then you can read it. And then we can do
I don't know about that. We need to start streaming when we record this so people can see how many times I roll my eyes at you.
And then we can do a podcast about it, a book club.
In what, 2024?
Our book club was very popular.
Was it?
I think so. It has 14 views already on YouTube.
That's cool.
Which is quite good.
For the pod.
For the pod.
What if all 14 are Mary Beth?
You never know.
She just has it on loop in her
office. She
office.
just really likes that one.
Sure. I have been reading, oh God, I'm reading some books right now on my Kindle that I can't remember. Let me look up the author real quick. But I did finish a book called Before I Do by Sophie Cousins. It was just like a contemporary romance, and it was fine.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, you're not going to find a contemporary romance that's
blows me out of the water.
Yeah.
I might. I don't know.
Yeah.
How embarrassing. I don't know if I should admit this on the pod right now, but I have the 50 Shades of Grey audiobook checked out right now.
Oh, wow.
I'm not listening to it, but just in case I want to, it's right there. I don't know why. I feel like I was talking to somebody about it, and I was like,
have you ever read that?
I have.
Oh.
I read the whole series. Actually, I remember the first time I read one of the books, and I don't know which one it was, but I was at Disney World with my parents.
Oh.
It was the first time we had ever gone to Disney World, and I was like 18 because we didn't go until I was like basically an adult. And so we were like, it was me, my mom and my dad and my brother, who's 5 years younger than me. And we're all just like staying at this like resort on Disney property. And I'm just like carrying around 50 Shades of Grey. Like, that's normal.
I'm sure most of the other people there were too. So.
Oh, right. It was at the time when it like had just came out.
Yeah.
And my mom was like, "What are you reading?" I was like, "Oh, just a romance." I've been reading Elle Kennedy. She's a romance author.
Is she a Kennedy?
I don't know. Maybe. Aren't they all? There's like 5,000 of them in the family. So I joined a group on Facebook that's like spicy book talk.
Sure.
And it's like people who follow like those TikToks about spicy books. And so
Makes
they all
sense.
go in there. I'm trying to describe it for the leave me alone. And so this group, people just like post all these books in there. And so Elle Kennedy was one of the authors that they recommended. And I actually really like her books. But yeah, I'm reading those, and I'm on hold for Tessa Bailey's new book. And Tessa Bailey is like one of my favorite authors. She had a new one that came out that's let me look. It is called Secretly Yours by Tessa Bailey. So I'm on hold for that. That's another romance. And then I've been reading hockey romance. It's a thing. It's all over Book Talk.
Okay.
I swear it's not just me.
I'm sure that there's plenty of people.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know if it's all over Book Talk
It
or if it's
is.
on your
Yeah, my TikTok's
For You
weird,
page.
man. My TikTok algorithm.
I don't think I've run across
No hockey romance.
hockey romance.
I actually have like quite a few on hold right now. You can see
Oh, wow.
Icebreaker is a popular one by Hannah Grace. People have been talking about it a lot on TikTok, and so I put that on hold. I'm still 2 weeks out. My algorithm is so messed up. My algorithm on Instagram. Whew. Gosh, if anybody ever hacked into my Instagram, I'm so sorry. Seriously.
Just hockey player.
It's just so bad. All of my reels are like, oh my gosh. It's so embarrassing. But yeah, that's all I've been reading is romance.
Hey, it's February.
Oh, you're right. Still, this has been the longest month of my life. Holy
it's a pretty short
cats.
month.
I know, that's saying a lot. And I did put Shirley's book club book on hold.
Oh, yeah, she was hyping that up.
Yeah, she like made someone come back here and was like, if you've read this book, go up front. And so I thought she like hadn't read it for book club and like wanted me to like recap it for her. And so I went up there and I was like, I haven't read that book. What do you need? And she was like, I told you to only come up here if you've read it. And I was like, well, okay. And she was like, it was just really good. I just wanted to talk to you about it. So I don't know.
She
But-
really enjoyed that. The
Yeah.
Villa.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
By Rachel Hawkins, I think is who it's by. So I do have that one on hold, and that's a thriller that I haven't read a thriller in a while.
Yeah, you gotta get those thrills back.
Remember when I used to only read mysteries and thrillers and true crime?
Yeah.
Those are the days.
And you were listening to true crime, and you were watching true crime,
Gosh.
and you were buying true crime tchotchkes.
Yeah. It's just one of my phases. You know I love those. Yeah. So I'm going to read that eventually, but not anytime soon, probably. What have you been watching?
I just finished What We Do in the Shadows on Hulu.
Oh my gosh. Okay. That friend of mine that we were making fun of on the last episode about 90 Day Fiance. That's one of their favorite shows.
It's good. It's good. It's certainly not for everybody.
What's it about?
It's like a mockumentary style.
Yeah.
About these 3 vampires.
Oh,
and
yeah. Okay.
They're familiar.
Yeah, that's one that
In Staten Island.
he was like, you've got to watch this.
Yeah, it's based on that movie.
Yeah.
By Taika Waititi.
It's produced by Kyle Newacek, who is from Workaholics.
And also Taika Waititi.
Sure.
He does Marvel movies now. So
that checks out for that person. But yeah.
You said you weren't going to make fun of him anymore.
I wasn't making fun of him. Did I roll my eyes when I said that?
Yeah. Sorry, Kelsey's friend.
I make fun of people.
That show's very good.
I make fun of people that I'm fond of.
Yeah, that show's very good.
That's how I show my love.
And then I started trying to watch that 90s show.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's insufferable.
Really?
I hate it so much.
Are you serious?
I am.
Why?
It's the teenagers on it, the teen cast. I don't like any of them.
Yeah.
I don't like any of the stories they tell. I think they're all bad actors. I think the jokes are terrible.
Oh my gosh.
The plots are terrible.
Go off.
I mean, it's not good.
Dang.
It's just not good.
That's...
And every time I watch it, I'm going to finish it.
Yeah.
And there's a new season coming. And I'm going to watch it.
For
the few times that Red and Kitty say something funny.
Yeah.
And for the handful of times that like an old cast member's on there. Ashton Kutcher was on the screen for 30 seconds. And it was more entertaining than the entire rest of the show.
I believe that.
I mean, it's bad. In
That's
my opinion.
Crazy.
I know people, my friends that like it or thought it was, acceptable, whatever.
Yeah.
I think it's actively bad.
Dang.
Yeah.
Okay. I am still watching You.
Mm-hmm.
Still not very far into the show, though. I'm still on the first season. It's hard for me.
How many episodes are there? Like 10?
Probably. I'm looking it up right now. I honestly don't watch a lot of TV. I just listen to podcasts all the time. I don't.
Yeah.
I'm not a
don't
TV
watch a lot
person.
Of TV.
Okay, first season. Yeah, there were actually 10 episodes on. That's embarrassing. It's been
usually,
a full month.
That's usually what it is. 10 episodes.
What is wrong with? Okay. Anyways, and then I started watching this sketch comedy show called "I Think You Should Leave" on Netflix. Have you seen it?
No.
That friend of mine actually recommended that one too, and so I've been watching that, and it's pretty funny. And then I've been watching Abbott Elementary still, but I watch that every week when it comes out with a new episode. It comes out on Wednesdays. But that one's my favorite show on TV right now is Abbott Elementary. It's so good. Don't do that. Have you watched it?
I've seen an episode or two.
It's so funny. Okay, I don't like the look you're giving me right now. So rude.
I wasn't blown away by what I did see. But I didn't see much.
Okay.
So.
Keep your opinions to yourself until you see much.
I didn't say anything.
Okay. Whatever. Gosh. Tough crowd. Oh, speaking of Ashton Kutcher, he's in a movie, a romantic comedy on Netflix with Reese Witherspoon.
Yes.
Called Your Place or Mine.
Yes.
And I started it. I didn't finish it. I'm 1/4 of the way through. I don't watch movies.
Oh, yeah, I don't watch movies.
I don't ever sit down and just I'm going to watch a movie.
Yeah.
I can't.
I'll watch 3 hours of a television show.
Yeah.
Back to back. But I don't.
Same.
I'm just not.
Not a movie person.
Yeah. A movie has got to be particularly interesting for me to sit down and watch it.
Mm-hmm.
And there's not a lot of those.
Yeah, I turned that on one day. I was folding laundry on my couch or something and looking for something to watch, and I just turned it on because I really do like Reese Witherspoon and I like Ashton Kutcher quite a bit. But
yeah,
I don't know.
Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis were in Architectural Digest or something for their new house.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, I always forget that they're actually together.
Yeah, not Demi Moore.
Mm.
Back when he was 18, she was 15.
Yeah.
She had Bruce Willis. Was she married to Bruce Willis?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were married and have a bunch of kids together.
Ugh.
At least 3, I think. Daughters, right? One is Rumor Willis. And Scout, I think. Now I need to know. Hold on.
That's their children?
Yeah.
Rumor Willis is their children?
Bruce Willis.
Oh, yeah, I guess so.
Demi Moore. Children. Oh gosh, he has 5 daughters.
Oof.
The longtime actor was married to Demi Moore when he became a dad. Okay, yeah, Rumor Willis, Scout Willis, Tallulah Willis. Oh my gosh. Scout and Tallulah? They sound like dogs. It sounds like they're corgis, doesn't it? Like, this is my corgi, Tallulah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, whatever. And then he got remarried in 2009 and welcomed 2 more girls, Mabel and Evelyn.
So Bruce Willis has like young teenagers.
Yeah.
He's pretty old.
Mabel is 10 and Evelyn is 8.
How old is he?
Let's see. 67. He was just diagnosed with like something, right?
Mm-hmm.
What was it? Frontotemporal dementia.
Yeah.
That's really sad.
I know he's not going to be acting anymore.
Yeah. Oh, that's really sad. Oh, his daughter's pregnant. Congratulations, Rumor. If that's right. I don't know. Anyways, the Chiefs won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
We didn't talk about that.
I was watching that.
Mm-hmm.
Fun game.
Was it? It was really stressful for me.
Oh, I didn't care who won, so.
God.
It was just kind of fun. It was a good game.
It was a good game.
Like, back and forth.
What'd you think of the halftime
High scoring
show?
Game. I enjoyed it.
With Rihanna?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was confused by the fact that she was pregnant.
Yeah.
And just like up there doing her thing.
Well, and like we were watching it, and I know that people were like, "Oh, is she pregnant?" And I like every ounce of me wanted to be like, "No, she just had a baby. You freaking jerks!" Like
that's exactly the conversation that was happening.
Yeah, because it's like everybody thinks you're just gonna bounce back, and here I am 5 years later and still haven't lost the baby weight. But like,
yeah,
whatever.
That was a conversation happening at my Super Bowl party as well.
Yeah, and so it's
and
like
we were like, "No, she just had a baby."
Yeah,
like,
don't.
Oh no, but she looks pregnant.
Right? Don't be rude. She just had a baby.
But then she's like got a outfit that's like
yeah.
But then it's like, but then why is she 50 feet off the ground?
Right? I could barely ride in a car when I was pregnant.
Yeah, it was interesting.
Anyways.
Anyway.
This is the most random episode ever.
Yeah. Should we move on to news?
Yeah, let's do it. What do you got for me?
Well, what do you know about Nairobi?
Absolutely nothing. I don't even know what that is.
It's a city.
Okay, let me guess where.
Okay.
What country is it in?
That's what I thought you were going to guess.
I thought it was a country. I just didn't want to say that at first.
It's a city.
Okay, where? What wait. Never mind. Just tell me.
Africa is the continent.
Okay. I don't know.
Kenya
is
the country.
Right.
I don't know a lot about Nairobi either, but it's a big city. That's what I do know about it.
Okay.
Like millions of people. I think this article actually says 4 million people. So some things happening with Nairobi's public libraries. This article, as per usual from the New York Times, it is the subscription I have. So it says in 1931, the first library in Kenya's capital, Nairobi, opened its doors to white patrons only. This is back in the day, colonial Africa. Public libraries were being opened in Africa, but in segregated colonial Africa. So then these, everything that happened since then, at this point, these libraries are kind of neglected, like the buildings themselves. And so there are some Kenyans that are a publisher and novelist that are forming like these nonprofits. This particular nonprofit is called Book Bunk, B-U-N-K, to restore and reclaim the city's public libraries. Their aim is to leave behind their exclusionary past and remake them into inclusive spaces where Kenyans can archive and share collective memories, engage in creative and civic pursuits, and have at their disposal the technology to gather and disseminate information.
Okay.
So they're kind of starting over with these libraries. They have these like big shells of colonial library buildings that were built by white colonists back in the day to glorify, like this main one, this Macmillan. I think it's Macmillan. Is that what it's called? Yeah, the Macmillan Memorial Library was built by a woman for her husband who has the word sir as his title. So,
Okay.
that kind of a deal. Mm-hmm. It says Nairobi, a fast-growing city of over 4 million people, has very few bookstores or well-funded libraries. So Book Bunk's work comes amid heated conversations about urban design and about how corruption and colonial systems continue to shape the way public infrastructure and spaces are designed and who gets access to them. So they're trying to make this a library, a palace for the people.
Okay.
Very much in the spirit of what we have here in American public libraries.
Yeah.
People may not realize that American public libraries are kind of a unique phenomenon.
Yeah.
Not a ton of other countries in the world have. I mean, a lot of them will have public libraries, but nothing to the extent that we do here, where there's usually a public library in most. I would say probably every city.
Yeah.
Most towns.
Right.
And a lot of rural areas.
Yeah.
It's just not a common thing across the rest of the world. They'll have like a national library that keeps like copyright and patents and a federal depository of books. Mm-hmm. And that is free and open to the public usually. But just a public library with books in it for education or recreation is not always common.
Right.
So they are trying to start that tradition up here in Nairobi. And this says, over the years, BookBunk has undertaken several initiatives to complement its vision of restoring libraries. In 2020, it began a research project that has so far identified 1,323 public, private, institutional, and community libraries in at least 12 Kenyan counties. They've produced a podcast about the history and design of the Macmillan Library, and they also launched Greenbunk, a project that installs solar panels, establishes community gardens, and recycles waste to make libraries carbon neutral. So they're doing all kinds of interesting things over here trying to get these libraries back to their former glory as libraries, but open to the people of Kenya.
Right.
As opposed to the colonizers of Kenya.
Right. I like that story. That was good news.
Yeah, and the other one I have is, it's not even really news. They're doing a photo essay about public libraries for the New York Times, and so they solicited people's comments. And so I just thought I would read a couple of them because they're kind of fun.
Yeah.
So this is just from some patrons of libraries sending in comments for this essay that the New York Times is going to be doing. So someone, Talia Feinsod from New Paltz, New York, said, "When I was in middle school, my mom had to work late on Wednesdays. Walking from just a few blocks up Main Street, I spent most Wednesday afternoons in the library doing my homework until my mom came to pick me up. Though I could have gone to one of the study rooms, I continuously returned to the children's room to be with the librarian, Bonnie, who had been there since I was very small. She knew me, and if she didn't, she pretended well enough that I felt safe and happy there. Now in college in Massachusetts, libraries still feel like home. Despite being much larger than they were in my small hometown, there's a sense of familiarity in the spaces. I love libraries. You are my heroes." And Stephanie Stober from Highlands Ranch, Colorado, says, "Raising 4 children on a very limited budget, the library was a haven. It was the one place we could all go and not spend a dime, but be filled with everything we needed for our minds and spirits."
I love that.
And James Taylor from Buenos Aires said, "I travel 6 months of the year in my RV. One of the first things I do when entering a new place is check out its library. I have never found one I didn't like. Same for every one of the hundreds of librarians."
Aww.
Yeah. And then they got some input from librarians as well. So, Patricia Mardouche from Williston, Vermont, said, "My entire life so far has centered around libraries. When I was 8, I learned from the weeping librarians of my local branch library that President Kennedy died.
Wow.
That library was my refuge, and the books there opened a window into other worlds and ideas. In college, I worked in the library as a student worker. After other jobs, I worked in a community college library until I went to library school and earned my master's in library science. I worked for over 30 years as an academic research librarian. It was in that library in 2001, preparing to teach an info literacy class on Islam, that I learned about the World Trade Center attacks. Now I work as a substitute librarian in local public libraries. In all of those libraries, the best thing were the patrons who needed my help or wanted to tell me their stories. How lucky am I?"
I love that. That makes me kind of emotional.
And finally, Abby Arnold from Santa Monica, California, said, "I serve on the library board for my city and find that our library staff understands the community more deeply than any policymakers. No one recognized that we have a burgeoning community of Ethiopian immigrants until one of our library branches started stocking books in Amharic."
Very cool.
Just some little fun ones.
That the New York Times published an article on Valentine's Day, actually, that was called "A Love Letter to Libraries, Long Overdue." Is that from that same article?
No.
No, it's a different one. Okay. But if you, have a subscription to the New York Times, you should check out that article because it's a very sweet article. And there are lots of photos of people using the public libraries. And
they do little interesting things a lot on there where they have like people draw or like cartoon about libraries or like take pictures and interviews of people at libraries. It's very interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really enjoyed the article that I saw. I shared it.
They actually have a section of the paper, like a genre. What's the word? A keyword search term for just like libraries and librarians. Yeah,
very cool. Well, speaking of the goings-ons of a public library. Goings-on?
I don't know.
Going-ons?
I like goings-on.
Events.
Programs.
We have a lot. As usual.
Yes.
So I'm only going to highlight...
I noticed that it was a very long list this month.
Yeah, and I didn't bother highlighting a bunch because just go to our... go to the calendar. There's seriously a program for everybody. We have tons of cooking programs, so I'm not going to mention any of those. There are just so many of them. Tons of cooking programs, tons of book clubs. Anything you can imagine, we are going to have it. So... make sure you check the calendar.
So what's super special this month, Kelsey?
Everything. But I'm going to highlight, we are hosting a book march. So this is in celebration of Women's History Month. It's a fun activity inspired by Story Walk. And during the whole month of March, you can march to each of our 4 library locations to read a different part of the same book. You won't know the whole story unless you visit them all. So you begin at East Hills, then head to Washington Park, downtown, and then Carnegie to wrap up the story.
Yeah, book walks became kind of popular during the COVID.
Yeah.
Because it's like, what I saw was like they would take a children's book and scan the pages of them and put them on like little, like political sign poster things you put in your yard.
Yeah.
And you'd put one like every 10 feet.
Yes.
And people would like walk along a path in a park. And get to read the story.
Yeah, and it got people outside during the pandemic in a safe manner. So that's kind of what we're doing, but we chose a story. The programming committee actually planned this, and I'm very excited about it. Yeah, I'm excited about that one. So visit all of the branches and check it out. And then we have a St. Patrick's Day craft night at Washington Park on March 2nd at 5 p.m. You just head there, and there are some St. Patrick's Day themed crafts that you can do that evening. And then if evenings don't work for you, you can head to Carnegie on March 4th for a St. Patrick's Day crafternoon with Jenny Ellis. So lots of St. Patrick's Day stuff coming up.
Corned beef.
Ugh.
Oh, I love corned beef.
So disgusting.
Oh, big fan.
No, I am not. On March 8th at 6 p.m. at East Hills Library, we are hosting an adult spelling bee. I am hosting this.
A-N-N-E. Anne.
Yeah, sorry guys. I'm hosting it, but I can't read. So, cool.
Good luck when you ask for a definition.
I honestly was like, I don't even know how to pronounce some of these words. So embarrassing. I'm going to have to like YouTube them, like Google Translate. But do you think you have what it takes to be the best speller in Buchanan County? You come to our adult spelling bee and find out. You do have to register. And people are registering, so make sure you get on there fast. And then on March 9th at 6 p.m. at the downtown location, it is DIY, Why Don't You? And they are making leprechaun gnomes with Evelyn. She did a candle program. I don't know if she hosted it, but she posted it on Snapchat, and it was so cute.
I love making candles.
Evelyn's so good.
I don't have the products, but it's fun.
Evelyn does. Call her. On March 13th at 6 p.m. at East Hills Library, we are hosting Family Movie Night, and we are viewing Charlotte's Web.
Is it going to be a 40 one?
That one's not.
Okay.
I know. I do love when Elisabeth does that, though. We have one coming up.
I see.
Yeah. And then on
That'll do, pick.
What?
That'll do.
Oh, gosh. I was like, what are you saying? On March 17th at 6 p.m., we are hosting Teen After Hours at the downtown location. And this month's theme is St. Patrick's Day, Minute to Win It, baby.
What's that mean?
Did you remember that game show, Minute to Win It? Where you did like little stupid little games and you only had a minute to do them.
Not real. I mean,
and it would be like you have to pull all the tissues out of a tissue box in a minute. Okay. It's like stuff like that.
Okay.
You know.
Sure.
Yeah. So we are. Evelyn's so creative. This isn't a sham. We are gonna rock your world. Come join Evelyn and I for a fun Minute to Win It games themed around St. Patrick's Day, and make sure you wear green. This is sign up is required for that, and it is for teens only, and it fills up every single month.
Get on it.
Get on it, baby, if you want to come hang out with me on a Friday night. And I'm going to smoke all of them on those games. And I do not show any mercy. On March 20th at 11 a.m. downtown is hosting a Super Mario Brothers escape room.
Oh, it's downtown?
Yeah. And it says, help, the tides have turned and Bowser has captured Mario and Luigi and locked them in the library. Solve the challenges to escape the room and save them. So you will have 30 minutes to solve all the puzzles. This is best for groups of 4 to 6 people. And please have only one person from your group fill out this Google form to get in the registration queue. The form will begin accepting responses on March 6th at 10 a.m. And then you will be called to confirm your time slot. So make sure you get on there because that filled up in like seconds.
Instantly.
It's bonkers how fast that fills up. March 22nd at 2 p.m. at the East Hills location, it is Go Green, a teen service hour opportunity. So knock out a few of your required service hours while directly helping our community. We will meet at the East Hills Library to help clean up the library grounds. That's with me. So if you have service hours, teens, that is your way to fill them for the spring. I did one in the fall, and this is my last opportunity to help you out. As
for graduation.
Yeah, and A+ and all that stuff. So you do have to register for that as well, so I know how many kids are coming. And then, let's see here. On March 23rd at 6 p.m. at the East Hills location, we are hosting another Magic the Gathering. I don't know what they're called. I don't know anything about it. But this is the Casual Commander Club with Mark.
Yeah, we didn't have time to catch up with them because they just had their first meeting.
Yeah.
And I didn't have. He comes in later in the day, so I haven't had a chance to talk to him about how it went.
Mm-hmm. It sounds like it went well. I talked to him a little bit over the weekend about it. And then on March 24th at 11 a.m., East Hills Library is hosting Insects and Spiders, Missouri's Majority, a presentation by Miss Shelley Cox. So round off your spring break by learning awesome facts about Missouri's Majority, insects, and spiders. Miss Shelley Cox from the Remington Nature Center will teach us about the importance of insects and spiders to the ecosystem. Oh, good. And you will also have a chance to meet a live tarantula.
Wow.
Hard pass.
There will be a tarantula in the building, huh?
Hard pass. This is best for grades 1 through 6.
Oh.
One of my science teachers in high school had a tarantula, and I held it once.
I've never touched one.
Its little feet are like sticky.
I don't like that.
It like kind of like suction cups to your skin.
I saw some in the wild in Belize.
You've been to Belize?
2003.
Okay, we'll talk about that later. On March 27th at 4 p.m. at the downtown location is the Young Writers Club. And so this is a group to help kiddos grow as writers and share ideas with others. The workshop will captivate your child's imagination and supply instruction to help mold them into a stronger writer. And I think that's all I have. But yeah, we have so many like book clubs, and I don't know, there's one of the food programs is a taco bar.
Ooh.
I know, I'm trying to go to that one. I'm sure it's Evelyn. I'm gonna go hang out with her. But yeah, there's so much happening at all of our locations. So just make sure you check the calendar and you will find something that tickles your fancy.
Well, we don't have any mid-month episodes planned right now.
No.
It is almost, I guess this is like the year anniversary of us doing, what was that game called? The Love Game?
Oh.
That was a year ago.
Newlywed
Game.
Newlywed Game.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. So maybe we'll find something fun to do.
We should do it again and see if we know each other any better. I guarantee I don't, because I don't pay attention.
Yeah.
To anyone but myself.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, thanks for listening as always and supporting, and support your local library, especially if it's us. Bye.
Bye.